Hello, fellow astrologers. Welcome back to the next episode in the Astrology Fundamental Key Reading Series, D5, Venus the Lover. In this video, we're going to go over how Venus works in astrological charts. We'll talk a little bit about the interactive links that we have in the book, as well as the chart details for Venus, where we talk more about all of the finite parts of Venus. Then we'll talk about how it connects on the Keyring. In this case, there's a lot more to go over because we have two rulers. Once we're done with that, we'll come back and read off these keywords. Let's go over here and read the paragraph. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and harmony. It governs relationships, aesthetics, value, and what we find pleasurable. Venus speaks to both romance and self-worth, showing how we attract and appreciate connection. It also rules art, music, fashion, and the finer things in life. Venus influences not only who we're drawn to, but how we express affection and build intimacy. In the birth chart, its placement reveals your love language, sense of style, and the values that bring you joy. At its best, Venus brings warmth, grace, and emotional connection. When off balance, it may manifest as vanity, dependency, or indulgence. So yes, Venus is two rulers of Taurus and Libra. Venus has a lot of traits of the two. It's about value. It's also about partnership. Venus has got a lot to do with how receptive you are in relationships. Not just intimate relationships, but also professional relationships and friendships. It's a connection of how receptive you are, as opposed to Mars, which is how projective you are. But we'll get to that in the next video. Now let's talk a little bit about, like all our videos, we have a series of interactive links that you'll find that connect to the topics that we're going over, as well as the actual videos. If you click on the lettered and the numbered links, it will take you to the topic that we're talking about in the video, just like this one. So let's go back over here and talk about those chart details for Venus. Venus is one of the inner planets. Typically makes about 2 revolutions around the sun every year, and you'll never find it more than 45 degrees. So if we started here, come over here, you'll never find it more than 45 degrees in either direction from the sun, because it's one of the inner planets and it's closer to the sun than us. If it ever gets farther than that, then we're all in trouble. But no, it's always within 45 degrees of the sun, just like Mercury is always within 30 degrees because it's even closer. Venus symbolizes love, beauty, resources, pleasure, and harmony. Its ruling signs are Taurus and Libra. Its corresponding houses are the 2nd house and the 7th house. So as you see right here, the 2nd house and the 7th house. Remember how earlier we talked about the sun and the moon separate, and then it goes around this way and this way for the other planets on how they match up. So as you can see, Taurus is here in the 2nd house and Libra is here over here in the 7th house. And they both share Venus. If you want to see some of their connections, we have them highlighted here. You want to see how they're connected to the signs, just like the breakdown over here. Okay, let's not forget about these dignities. The dignities are the other signs that the planets can either be positive or have adversity in. You see right here, the ruler is Taurus and Libra. In this case, the exalted position is Pisces. So that's also favorable. It's not as strong as the rulers, but it's a favorable sign for Venus to be in. Now, this is one of the few planets that has 2 detriments. It's kind of rare to see one that has both Scorpio and Aries, because I never could find anything that says one or the other is actually better or worse. But when you stop to think about it, Venus is about receptivity and Aries is kind of assertive. So that is not necessarily a great position for Venus to be in, so it can cause some adversity that you may have to overcome. As well as Virgo, I have Virgo myself in Venus, and as a Virgo Venus, you can sometimes overdo it by looking for too many problems. Every little detail may be wrong. They may have a crooked toe or something that throws you off, and it just isn't always a great thing that you have to deal with. It's something you also may have to overcome in adversity. But that sums up those. Let's move on. So, as per normal, we like giving an even balance with some general positive and negative traits, so you get an even idea of what the sign, planet, house, or whatever topic we're talking about works with their keywords. So you might also notice that they may share some with other signs, planets, or houses because of some of the similar things that they're connected to. But let's go over those. General traits: love, relationship, art, values, beauty, and pleasure. Positive traits: charming, affectionate, creative, diplomatic, graceful, loyal, and generous. Negative traits: superficial, indulgent, codependent, materialistic, jealous, and conflict averse. So yes, this is an excellent example of keywords for Venus. And that pretty much sums up D5 Venus, the Lovers. Gives a pretty good idea of what Venus is about. Stay tuned in our next video when we go to D6 Mars. We'll talk about how Mars works in the charts. We hope you have enjoyed this video from our Astrology Keyring series. If you like the content, please like, follow, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching, and have a blessed journey.